Can you explain why you're lying to the British public? Can you explain why you are lying to the British public, please, Sadiq? Can you explain why you are lying about ULEZ? It is a tax against the poor. Can you explain why you are lying? On the death certificate is one death.
Guys, today we're going to be talking about Sadiq Khan. Yesterday, disastrous footage of him was shared on multiple platforms in the London Assembly, refusing to apologise to grooming gang victims, as he stated that he didn't know who they were.
So, Mayor Khan, in January, I asked if we had grooming gangs in London. You dismissed my question by saying you didn't know what I meant. So would you like to apologise to all those victims of the rape gangs that actually saw you dismiss this?
Chair, I'd like to begin these topics by always thinking about the victims and survivors who've been treated appallingly over many, many years, particularly in the northern towns. And I've led efforts to strengthen the protection of children and those women exploited by abuse and exploitation.
Yeah. Can you just issue an apology to those rape victims that have since phoned me? I mean, I can't tell you how many people have contacted me. Would you just like to apologise to them for pretending you didn't know what these rape gangs were?
It is really important. We're talking about an incredibly serious and emotive issue to actually clarify what is meant when it comes to grooming gangs, or in the words of the member, rape gangs. There are a number of things that are meant by this. They include intrafamilial abuse. They include peer-on-peer abuse.
Okay, you're not doing yourself any favours here, Mayor Khan. Everybody knows what I was talking about, except you, it would appear. And since you're the...
Donald Trump came out and utterly disgraced him on live TV in GB News, still yesterday, which we shared the clips here. Also, of course, Susan Hall, again, following that, came into a live television interview and spoke about Sadiq Khan once again, questioning where his sorts of loyalties lie and what his motives are. Now, over the last 24 hours, we've of course seen the Londoners approach him with important questions which he refuses to give answers again. Everybody knows exactly what this individual is and what he is all about as a human being. He's a disgrace, an absolute disgrace. And I can't believe he is the Mayor of London. Now, in today's video, we will go through this footage where he still refused to answer fellow Londoners. But as always, guys, please hit the like button and hit the subscribe button for more. Watch this.
From your missus, you want to charge everybody £12.50, Sadiq? You want to charge everybody £12.50 to drive their car, do you? Can you explain? Can you answer the question, please? Can you answer the question, please, sir? Can you answer the question? What do you mean you don't think he is? Why is he not answering the question? This is the people. This is the general public. Why is he not answering? Mr. Khan, why are you not answering? Can you please answer the simple question? Why are you lying to the British public? When one person on the death certificate, one person, why are you lying? Want to charge everybody £12.50? Yeah? Want to charge everybody £12.50? Can you answer that question, Sadiq? Can you answer that question? Why do you want to charge everyone £12.50 to drive around here? Can you answer a simple question? Sir, can you answer a simple question? Why you want to charge everybody £12.50? It's a simple answer. When you lie and say 4,000 people have died, well, on the death certificate, also I would like to ask, you had a minor heart attack, did you? Was that from your mRNA jab, was it, sir? Was that from your mRNA jab that you said that was safe, and then you had a heart attack from it, yeah? Can you explain where that heart attack came from? Is that from the mRNA vaccine that you took, sir, is it? Yeah? All this propaganda you're doing, sir. Can you explain yourself? Come on, the British public here waiting. Sir, can you explain yourself, please? Sir, can we explain yourself why this man was to charge £12.50 just to drive your car? If it was really about emissions, can you explain pay per mile as well? Can you explain when you said on the LBC pay per mile? can you explain yourself, please, sir? £12.50, you're putting taxis and everyone out of business, sir, and closing down businesses. Can you explain why you are doing this to the general public, sir, please? Sir, instead of just ignoring everyone, we want to know more about that heart attack. Was it from your jab, sir? Was it from your jab, sir? Can you explain yourself? Sadiq, can you explain yourself? You are a disgrace. £12.50 just to charge. Did you see that video down here when the bloke was measuring it? Did you? £12.50. Absolutely disgraceful. And you want to? And when you didn't even fight for.
So you can see for yourselves what this mayor is all about. Let's also watch what Susan said on live TV about all these things.
Dan, when I first asked him in January, do we have rape gangs in London? And of course I assumed the answer was yes. You can't have 9 million people in the city and not have the same as going on the rest of the country. His answers, as many of you will have seen on the video that went viral, he just pretended he didn't know what they were. Well, of course he knew what they were. I had a briefing from the police in February who told me and other leaders of the other parties there were no rape gangs in London. I mean, nobody's listening to these poor girls. They're beginning to now, thank God. Why? Why is there this silence? I do not understand.
The other thing, I watched the interaction between yourself and Sadiq Khan, and it was absolutely fascinating because what he did is he questioned how you define grooming gangs. What do you mean? What are grooming gangs? And this was a tactic, I would suggest, that was used by many people actually about 10 years ago who were saying, well, is it organised group-based? You know, is it sort of random criminality, etc.? We know what we're talking about. Everybody in the country knows what we're talking about now, except Sadiq Khan. And as a thought experiment, I sat there today wondering, well, what if some white British guys had been going into a Muslim community in London and there had been rumours of systematic rape and sexual abuse? Sadiq Khan, some people might say, would have been the first person to be calling this out and to be shouting from the rooftops.
Well, regardless of ethnicity or anything else, the fact that young girls and sometimes young boys are being abused in such a horrific way, it needs to be investigated. And as mayor of our city, he's an absolute damn disgrace. I asked him yesterday in a meeting, will you apologise to these girls who saw you pretend you didn't even know what these gangs were? And of course, he wouldn't answer, wouldn't do anything, just talked about people up north and he felt sorry for them. He wouldn't answer, he wouldn't say, I'm sorry. And I asked him if when he was an MP, he was aware of any of this going on in his area. And he wouldn't answer that either. I mean, it makes you wonder, what is going on here?
What do you think is going on? What do you actually think is at the root of this?
I don't know what's at the root of it. I know there's plenty of grooming gangs, or rape gangs, as I will call them, in London. I don't know why they haven't been investigated in a better way from the police. And I don't know why the mayor isn't standing alongside me demanding that we know what's going on.
Well, absolutely. Well, the one thing I can say with absolute certainty is GB News will continue to talk about this issue. Indeed, we've always talked about the issue of the rape gangs and we've led the national debate.
So what are your thoughts on this? Please share in the comments section below.